Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rayge, and we are back today with an exciting video here to preview the potential characters that are going to be reworked as part of the new raid teams coming into the game. But in case you guys missed this is a massive update that we had on the new ORCHIS raids coming into the game, introducing and confirming the 5 teams that are going to be the most valuable to you and your roster. That being ORCHIS, the new tech team here. We have Hivemind, Extreme X-Men, Inspire Society, still residing value from the previous incursion raids, but great to get this confirmation that they are going to be here for a little bit longer than we need, which is great for value, especially with 3 of these teams being actually very formidable. And then last but not least, the new Nightstalkers team, which is intended to replace the Bifrost for Mystic section. Now, the last time we did this, ladies and gentlemen, we got the majority of the Illuminati team members actually correct before they came, so this is always fun to make, to kind of speculate and confirm here, you know, what potentially should be the characters that we can be on the lookout for, and which characters do have some strong staying value and potential of possible reworks and obviously some revisions in their stats. So I've already gone through, ladies and gentlemen, and selected some characters here, but obviously we know that they're going to be part of the 2 big traits, right? One being tech and the other one being mystic. I've gone through and kind of analyzed which ones make sense. Now, keep in mind, we always have that context that Marvel Strike Force and Scopely, they want us to focus in on characters that have already lost value in the game, that are no longer relevant. They want us to obviously funnel resources into characters that are less used, so that way they're going to be making a little bit of money on the side, and as well pressuring you to obviously use resources that have not otherwise been invested in. If you have invested in some of these characters already, great. But yeah, in case you guys just wanted to skip to the very end here are the 5 potential characters, in my honest opinion, that have the highest and strongest possibility of either getting reworked or already confirmed to be reworked. But yeah, honestly, I'll go down the line here left to right, but I do want to point out Scientist Supreme and Lady Deathstrike. These 2 characters are possibly going to be part of the new villain tech team, being the ORCHIS raids, right? That's really where their name is coming from, but there's going to be some potential there for, you know, we already confirmed Nimrod, we've seen Sentinel, both of them actually having their avatars already in game, so maybe possibly MODOK could be rounding this out. Then we also have the Mystic team, which is obviously the the Night Stalkers, where there's going to be some kind of vampire-esque theme going on. We've already seen that, you know, obviously Karen Page is confirmed. We got Man-Thing being part of that team. Moon Knight was voted for a rework, so he's actually confirmed already. So then it's really a toss-up, in my honest opinion, between Elsa Bloodstone or Morbius. So we'll definitely talk on that a little bit, but I do have some suspicions that it's probably going to be Elsa, given that we've already seen some changes in the data mines with her kit, some reworked updates to that specific file relating to Elsa. So Morbius may be on the way out, but because of him being a vampire, there's always that potential maybe he can get slotted in, or maybe he can even be an extra member. Who knows? Now, the logic behind Scientist Supreme, ladies and gentlemen, you have to remember as well, they always want us to focus in on some characters that also share some uniques with other notable characters in the meta, right? So if you look at Scientist Supreme's actual unique, it's the Augmented Infinite Energy. There's a lot of characters that actually use this, but not a lot in the meta. The big ones is actually Forge being part of the Extreme X-Men, so there's definitely potential there that now you may have to nibble in on this. The lore of ORCHIS as well actually has AIM kind of lore in the background, so it does make sense that the leader of the AIM team being Scientist Supreme could very well fit that mode, and especially, like I said, MODOK having that potential to be included as one of the newer characters for this team as well. Scientist Supreme has always been actually a heavy fan favorite, so it would be really, really cool to see a rework and buff, obviously, to her. She was always great in that very beginning stage when the AIM team came into the fold, and they were actually used to be originally part of the meta until obviously with the stat creeping and all the new power changes that have happened with the new teams and dynamics, right? But I have a strong suspicion it's going to be Scientist Supreme. Lady Deathstrike, if you think about the Age of X theme, the fact that she is actually technically a pseudo-mutant, even though she's classified as tech here, it fits the mold here. Obviously, with her being a tech and villain character, there's only so many characters that, you know, don't have that much similarities here, what we'd be expecting. So her mutant value, the fact that she's a villain tech character, and she previously used to be part of that meta Weapon X, I would love to see a character getting reworked like Lady Deathstrike. Also, sharing adamantium, right? The fact that there's other notable characters in the game like Ultron, Wolverine, we have Old Man Logan. This would make a big bottleneck as well. They always love to constrict the same kind of unique, so in my eyes, that doesn't make a lot of sense. We have Morbius here, which, like I said, he's probably going to be less common in terms of possibility, just because we've already seen Karen Page. Obviously, we got to choose her disciple being Morbius, so I don't know if it's going to be that predictable here, but it would be interesting. He actually has the Uru unique here, as you can see, and that's not as common, but if you built up some of the Asgardians, obviously there are going to be some similarities there, but honestly, the Asgardians and Bifrost have fallen off the meta now, so honestly speaking, that would be a really good unique here to build up Morbius if he is part of that mix. It would be interesting though, because like I said, we've already selected Karen Page. We know Man-Thing is confirmed, as well as Moon Knight, so at this point then it's a toss-up between him and Elsa Bloodstone. And again, with them being mystic characters, both actually being part of that Supernatural team, ironically. Oh, sorry, I thought they were the same team. Dark Hunter, Supernatural here. But I think Elsa makes the most sense because she is going to be a monster slayer. And it seems like this mystic themed team kind of specializes each in their own way in terms of a specialty, what they bring to the dynamic here. So I think Elsa, and again, with the data mine change that we've seen, it's hard to ignore that kind of characteristic there. Now, the good news with Elsa as well is with her unique, it's actually it's shared with a lot of common characters, to be honest, so it's gonna be difficult to actually build her up, in my honest opinion. So it is the arcane magic, which is shared with Black Knight and as well as Mephisto. You know, it's not great for us in terms of balancing it, but it does. I say good news because it makes it even more obvious that it likely will be Elsa because of that unique being shared, unless they revise it and so forth in the future. But Black Knight, Mephisto, now Elsa, all sharing the same unique. I mean, that just fits the perfect kind of expectation that Marvel Strike Force would want for us to make that choice and decision-making process. Having said that, hopefully we won't have to be needing a Gear Tier 19 Elsa to complete in the highest end difficulty for these raids, right? Gear Tier 17, 18 should get the job done, assuming she's going to be the rework character as part of this team. So there you guys have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's my my wild shot in the dark here in terms of who the potential reworks are going to be. But Scientist Supreme, Lady Deathstrike, Nimrod, Sentinel, as well as maybe possibly MODOK or some other villain tech character that we have not seen yet. And as for the Night Stalkers team, we've already, like I said, Karen Page with the Morbius-esque has been confirmed, Man-Thing, Moon Knight, as well as a future character that they have yet to introduce, possibly Blade. Like I've noted in my earlier videos, there's a very strong suspicion it's going to be him. And that only leaves one spot here for either Morbius or Elsa. And with the data mine change, I'm going to lean towards Elsa. There you guys have it. Let me know what you think in the comments if you agree or disagree. But those are my predictions right now. We'll see in the coming weeks, I am very sure. And it's going to be exciting to see if these predictions hold true. Thank you for your time as always. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.